Today we are classroom review and study for an earthworm quiz. Tomorrow we have the earthworm dissection quiz. That's Tuesday. Wednesday is still a virtual learning day for all students. You'll have an introduction to mollusks activity. We'll be done with earthworms. And then Thursday, we will begin talking about a type of mollusk, and that's gastropods. And we'll look at some snails and slugs, which are gastropods. Friday, February 12th, we have a quiz right away. So it's a quick turnaround, very easy set of notes for that. All right, here are all the targets we'll cover this week. Important. And then you can scroll to your daily outline for what learner you are, okay? So you would scroll to live remote, right? Now, you're attending every day except for Wednesday now, so this should be more of a, we get even more of a routine, and there should be less confusion about when to attend, right? Okay, so every day it's going to say attend the Google Meet at 7:45, and then it's basically sometimes a little more detailed idea of what I just said up here, okay? So this is necessary viewing for you. I think it's just good to get that, especially you being live remote. Good to have, you know, things down on a schedule and you know when things are coming. Okay, sound good? Okay, so you know where to find that. That is also in the weekly folder. I said week 23 outline must view. That is the same thing. Okay, same thing. But I want you to know those things and take advantage of them. And now I just realized I clicked on, it says week 22 outline because I forgot to change it. Oh, whatever. Week 23, February 8th through February 12th. Okay, then you go into the daily folder. None of this should be new to you. Okay? Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure that we are all aware of where to find things on Schoology. Anyway, now I gotta take attendance. Sorry. Okay, Leah is here. Emily's here. Riley is here. Ava is here. Aiden Kletke is not. Okay, Cooper Miller is here. No Sawyer. Aiden Stone is here. Awesome, welcome. And Carissa is here. Okay, thanks for bearing with me. I need to send a quick email to make sure students are getting here. Okay. All right. Fun times. Happy fun times. All right. Now, let's get into last week. We did not get to see the student of the week, so I will show that to you before we get into our earthworm review. All right. Everybody can see my screen, yes? Okay, here we go.
All right, hello, Wapaka Middle School students and staff. This is week 8 of our student and staff of the week for February 1st through February 5th. welcome back our students that are coming back full time, and I can't wait to have everybody back in the building here. And then we'll probably still continue to do this format, but we'll see how it goes. All right, our first student of the week is the Related Arts. This week, the Related Arts staff has chosen a student that is hardworking, is always on task, and just flat out knows her stuff. This week's student of the week for Related Arts is, drum roll please. Related Arts has chosen sixth grader Haley Bransky. Congratulations to Haley. Our seventh grade student of the week. This week, the seventh grade team has identified a student who is responsible about emailing teachers and asking questions. She always strives to do better, truly exemplifying the Wapaka way. The seventh grade student of the week is, drum roll please. Seventh grade student of the week is Jabin Scholes. Congratulations to Jabin. Next up, we have the eighth grade. The eighth grade student of the week is someone that is flexible, diligent student, is a flexible, diligent student. He is someone that always asks questions to further his own and others' thinking. He is conscientious and participates well. He always offers insights into topics and is an overall great student. Drum roll, please. Our eighth grade student of the week is David Trebatowski. Congratulations to David. Our sixth grade student of the week. Attention all sixth grade friends. This week's student of the week is from Mrs. Benning's virtual crowd and has impressed the teachers by being reliable and responsible. Her teachers have recommended that she run for president of the student body since she is able to communicate clearly and effectively. Please hit full send to this week's student of the week. Sixth grade is chosen Sophia Shanik. Congratulations to Sophia. Fifth grade. Fifth grade fans, let's hear ya. This student has emerged into a class leader. She shows a positive attitude and brings humor and happiness into the classroom every day. She cares about her classmates and has their backs. She participates in class and uses high-level thinking. She always follows the Wapaka way. Fifth grade has chosen Lainey Behrens. Good job, Lainey. And to wrap up here, we have our staff of the week. Students said that this teacher is always very helpful and motivating. This must be a past student. I miss her so much because she was so nice. She's my fave teacher because of her kindness that she shows to everyone in the room, how she takes the time for us, and if needed, will slow down or help us. Another student said, because she is so nice and always has a smile on under her mask. She is very creative and doesn't force you, but reminds you to do your work. She is very, very, very kind. I chose this teacher. I chose her because she is kind and greets you with a warm heart. She always knows what to say. She always helped me. She also helped me a lot on my stuff. This week's staff of the week is from sixth grade. Staff of the week is Mrs. Guile. Congratulations to Mrs. Guile. Again, congratulations to all of the winners. You can come find me, Mr. Mondello, at any time. I have a box full of goodies. I'm going to go restock later today. That's about it. Congratulations again, and we'll see you next week.
All right. There we have it. Jabin Schultz was seventh grade student of the week, so that was pretty cool, I thought. Oh, Aiden, you are here. Okay, awesome. Let me go mark you present. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, what you're going to need is notes for the earthworm dissection look like this. Okay. Just like that. Now, you probably do not have a paper copy, so I'll show you where to find it. It is in Schoology, of course. And earthworm dissection notes are right here. Here's the earthworm study section. You can really kind of look almost anywhere. But here is one way to find it. Why don't we actually go to the PDF because it'll pop out better. And I'll take a look at it. Earthworm dissection notes. That's in today's folder. Oh, maybe it won't pop out better. Huh. There we go, full screen. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. These are the parts and the functions of the worm, okay? And this is the quiz that you'll be looking at tomorrow. You'll have to identify all of these circled body parts, okay? And it'll look very similar to, if not exactly like this, okay? Perhaps a bit more simple. And you will not have a word bank. You'll need to be able to tell me the name of the organ or body part and its function or what it does, okay? Got it? So we'll start with the external right now. We'll start with the external, meaning the outer. That's looking at the worm, not on the inside, but the outside of the worm. And you're going to need to know 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 are kind of the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish, maybe 8 different things, okay, for the outside of the worm.
What the external did?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What did you say the external did?
This is the outside of the worm. External means the outside of the worm. We're not on the inside of the worm. So this picture on the left shows the external appendage, or not appendages, but like external body parts of the worm. Good question. So we'll start with number 1 right at the top. It is the first segment of the worm. Okay, number 1, the first segment of the worm kind of serves as an upper lip. Anybody know what this is called? And again, you can look at your notes if you need to. What is that, number 1? Number 1, circled number 1 right here. Okay, it looks like I will have to call on somebody. This is listed on the sheet down there. Otherwise, I'll just have to call on somebody, which is fine. Okay, Kira, so what's number 1? What's the name of that first segment? Serves as an upper lip.
The prostromium.
Yep, the prostomium, okay? So first segment, that's easy. It's where you would think the mouth would be, and you would be correct because number 2 is the mouth, okay? The mouth is right here. The prostomium kind of serves as like an upper lip. It's a covering, but it's the first segment of the earthworm, known as the prostomium. Prostomium, prostomium. Okay, and as I said, number 2 is the mouth. What's the function of the mouth? What does it do? What does the mouth do, Riley?
Eats.
Yeah, eats, ingests food, takes in that organic matter like dead, rotting leaves, things on the floor of the forest or in the ground. Yeah, so it takes in the food. All right, so 1 and 2, pretty easy. The prostomium covers up the mouth a little bit. Number 3 is pointing to one section of the earthworm, one section of the many of the earthworm. Remember that earthworm is not smooth entirely, though it is slimy if you feel it. If you are a fisherman or woman, you probably understand that. But it's made up of these sections. What are they called? What is one of them called? Ava, number 3.
Segments.
Yep, that's a segment, right? This is a segmented worm. Segmented worm. So no, it's just pointing at one of them, but there are many of them, as you can see on this drawing here. Okay, annelids are segmented worms. We are in the phylum Annelida, which means little rings. It looks like they have rings around its entire body. Thank you very much, Ava. Okay, let's move on to, do I want to move on to number 4? 4 we can skip. 5 and 6, okay, I'm going to give you this one because we haven't talked too much about them. Those are the opening of the oviduct and the vas deferens, okay? They're openings. They're small holes there. Now, why do we care about the oviduct and the vas deferens? Anybody know why we care about those or why I'm talking about those? Okay, so the oviduct and the vas deferens are the reproductive organs of the earthworm. The earthworm is hermaphroditic, or it's a hermaphrodite, meaning it has both male and female reproductive organs. That would be the oviduct and the vas deferens serve as reproductive organs. Okay, so when it comes to the test tomorrow, 5 and 6, their function is reproduction. You can put reproductive organs for 5 and 6. Those are the openings for the reproductive organs. Okay, 4 is also an opening for the seminal receptacle, which is a reproductive organ. What you need to know is that earthworms are hermaphroditic. They are hermaphrodites. They have both male and female reproductive organs. Okay, so 5 and 6 are openings to those reproductive organs. Okay, number 7, we're pointing at the bristle-like structure on the segment. Bristle-like, that it's used to move and sometimes anchor itself in the soil. Aiden, Stone, what do you got? What are the names of those bristle-like structures? Aiden, are you there? Okay, let's go to Leah. What are the names of the bristle-like structures that the earthworm? CT, very good. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, so there are bristle-like structures on the worm. If you, well, you guys didn't get to feel them, but if you ran your finger along the segments of the worm, you can feel these small bristles that is used to help it move and anchor itself. Very good. So 7 is pointing at one of those bristles that are among the many segments. Okay, 7 is pointing at one of those. Don't worry about 8. That's talking about genital CT. Don't worry about it. Number 9 is referring to this band, this smooth band of skin on the earthworm. It produces like a slime, and this band of skin shows that the earthworm is mature and can reproduce. Cooper, what's the name of that? Number 9.
It's Cetalum.
The clitellum. Yeah, very good. Thank you for putting yourself out there and saying that. Clitellum. Clitellum. Clitellum is that band. And that shows that the earthworm is mature and can reproduce. It usually is toward the anterior end of the earthworm, which is towards the front end or the head end. Okay. Good. Number 10, way at the end, it's the end of the digestive system, okay? And it's a hole at the end of the digestive system used to excrete waste. Do you know what the name of this is? Aiden Kletke, excuse me. Number 10.
The anus?
Yeah, very good, all right? Very good. So that is at the posterior end.
I couldn't hear what he said.
Oh, he said anus. That number 10 is the anus. Riley, if you have this sheet from Schoology, all these things are also listed right here, okay? All these things are also listed right here. You have this sheet?
Yeah, I do. I have it opened up.
Okay, cool, good. All right, so number 10 is the anus, all right? Yes, ha ha ha, it's a kind of a funny word. Okay, and yes, you have one as well, as do many animals that need to excrete waste, okay? It's the end of the digestive system where solid waste is excreted. We know solid waste can be referred to as feces. And earthworm feces or earthworm castings are actually very beneficial to the environment, as you should have read about last week, okay? All right, so then we move on to B, okay? B, excuse me. This is the, if you look down here, the dissection from the dorsal surface. So we cut into it from its backside. A was the ventral view, meaning we're looking at it belly side up, and that was the external view, right? Now we're looking at the internal organs, and we're looking at it from the back side. Dorsal means back, okay? Remember, if a fish has a dorsal fin, it has a fin on its back. Cool? Cool. All right. You don't need to know number 22 for the quiz, but what is number 22? We're at the anterior end. It's an opening where food goes through. What is that, Emily?
The mouth.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. All right. Goes into the mouth. I'm going to skip 23 for now. 24 is not circled, but it's one that we should know. It's part of the digestive system. Okay, 24, it goes from the mouth into this. You also have one of these. Okay, from the mouth into this. What is the organ that it goes into? Ava, number 24. No, not 24. 25, excuse me. I apologize. 25.
The esophagus.
Oh, close. Before it goes to the esophagus, which you do have, very good. It has to travel through this thing. Starts with a P, but it doesn't sound like a P. You now with me, Ava? Picking up what I'm putting down. Number 25 is the. Yeah, very good. Sorry, I kind of threw you for a loop there. At first, I started with 23 and 24. It's 25. 25 is the pharynx. So we're skipping 23 and 24 for now. 24, it goes into 22, into the pharynx, okay? You see these fibers, these muscles on the side of the pharynx, everybody? Remember we talked about this during the dissection. I know that was a while ago now. But these are muscles, and 26 is actually circled, right? It's pointing to these. Those are dilator muscles or pharyngeal muscles, okay? And those muscles control the size of the pharynx. Why do you need to control the size of the pharynx? To control how much is let in and out of that pharynx, how much food and organic material is let in and out. Those muscles control, they pull and push pull and push to allow in certain amounts of dirt and organic material. Okay, that is after passing through the mouth, the first thing that the food goes through. Okay, that's number 25. 26 are the muscles that control. 26 are the muscles that control the pharynx. Okay, so we're sticking with the digestive system. It goes into the mouth, into the pharynx, number 25. Then, Ava, very good, it goes into the esophagus. Esophagus is number 27, which also is not circled. Okay, but it goes, you can see, into this, I don't know what to call it, not like a tube, but like just an opening for the pharynx. And then the esophagus is that tube. And yes, you have the esophagus into your mouth, ground up by your teeth and saliva used to kind of make it soluble a little bit. It goes down through the tube, muscular tube, the esophagus, and that'll lead to your stomach. Now, earthworm goes from the pharynx to the esophagus, does not have a stomach, okay? Does not have a stomach. Goes from the esophagus to this number 16 right here, okay? Number 16, if you remember from the dissection, when I poked at this number 16, it was soft, kind of like an airbag, okay? What is the name of that soft airbag where food is stored for a little bit and somewhat digested? Number 16, Cooper.
The crop.
Yeah, the crop. Okay, very good. It goes into the mouth, into the pharynx, into the esophagus. Esophagus passes it to the crop. When you hear crop, you should also think this next one, number 17. Now, when I poked at this thing in the dissection, this was much more tough. All right, and this is where food is ground up. There is no stomach. It goes into the crop, then into this organ where food is ground up. What is the name of this one? Number 17. Carissa.
Gizzard.
Very good. Number 17 is the gizzard. That's where food is ground up, and it is tough. Okay, so from 16 to 17 and then to 18. 18, this one you also have. You actually have two of them, a small one and a large one. 18 is the what, Riley?
Hold on, give me a sec.
Yep, take your time.
It's the intestine.
Very good. 18 is the intestine. So you have a large intestine, a small intestine. This and yours is your intestines are coiled up inside you and can be very long. Okay, or not can be, they are very long. The earthworm's intestine is just a long straight tube that leads directly towards its posterior end. Okay, and this is where food is stored. Okay, and it's a passage. The digested food is absorbed into the blood and into the bloodstream and the blood vessels. The undigested food gets passed all the way down to the end here, and you cannot see the end here, but where the digestive system ends is here, and waste is excreted. What is the name of that again? What's the name of the where waste is excreted? Leah, excuse me.
The anus.
Very good. Awesome. Appreciate it. Okay, so that was the digestive system. We're going to go all the way back up to, let's go to number 23. 23 is circled. Okay, now it's got a really long name right here. 23, the supraesophageal ganglion. That means before the esophagus ganglion. Okay, supra means before or on top or above. Okay, and as you can see, the esophagus is down here. It is above the esophagus. It is basically the earthworm's brain, the supraesophageal ganglion. You can write brain. If you want to write supraesophageal ganglion tomorrow, that's awesome. I would give you some comic cash for that, for remembering that. Okay. That's the earthworm's brain, and this is unique to us because the other animals that we have studied at prior to this, some of them have not had a brain. So you may think of earthworms as very simple and primitive, but they have a brain, okay, albeit a small primitive one. Okay, what this brain does, we look at, we can scroll up to functions up here. Yeah, hey, look, we got functions. And I'm not just coming up with these all out of nowhere. They are listed right here. The brain receives stimuli. So a stimuli is something happens, and those messages get sent to the brain. And then the brain sends stimuli back, tells it what to do and react, all right, through the nerve tissues. Just like your brain, you receive stimuli. Everything that is happening to you is a stimulus. Many of them are stimuli, okay? Your brain receives them, reacts to them, and tells your body what to do, right? Like if you were to touch a hot stove, it's receiving that stimuli. You don't even have to think about it. Your brain receives that from the nerves, the nerve tissues, and the nerve cords. Boom, your brain tells you to pull it away, just like that, right? Okay, earthworm is similar. When it's touched by something, the brain tells it, hey, we got to curl up, we got to move away. Cool? Cool. The next part of the nervous system, the brain is part of the nervous system, is the nerve cord. So if you go all the way down to 37, 37 is the nerve cord. Now, when I looked in the dissection, I actually had to cut out a piece of the intestine and pull it out so that you could see the nerve cord. The nerve cord was on the ventral side of the earthworm, underneath the intestine and other organs, okay? And it runs along the whole body of the earthworm. Makes sense because the nerves need to reach all parts of the earthworm. Everybody with me there? So 37 is the nerve cord. Kind of like your spinal, your nerve, your spinal cord. Cool? Similar to that. 37 is the nerve cord. Okay, what else do I want to talk about? Okay, let's scroll back up. None of the reproductive organs are circled. Okay, so you are going to need to know the openings, but basically here's what you need to know. Number 11, number 12, number 13, number 15, 11, 12, 13, and 15. Those are all reproductive organs of the earthworm, okay? 11, 12, 13, and 15 are all reproductive organs of the earthworm, whether those be seminal vesicles or seminal receptacles. Number 12 is seminal receptacles. 11, 13, and 15 are seminal vesicles. Okay? Then you go over to the other side. So we went from the left side over to the right side. You take a look at 29. 29 is the testes. 30 is the sperm funnel. 31 is the ovary. 32 is the egg sac. 33 is the oviduct. And 34 is the vas deferens. Those are also reproductive organs. I don't expect you to remember every single name of those. If you could, that'd be very impressive, and I'd thoroughly enjoy that. Those are also part of the reproductive system of the earthworm, okay? 11, 12, 13, 15, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34. Those are all reproductive organs of the earthworm, okay? And you need to know the openings to those on the external, so 5 and 6. That's the opening to the vas deferens and the oviduct, and that's where the hole is so that the sperm may enter each earthworm when they line up with each other in their tunnel or on the surface. Okay? And if you scroll up, that's all that's said about the reproductive system. It has male and female reproductive organs. The worm contains both the male and the female reproductive organs and is called a hermaphrodite. We've talked about that. The worms cannot fertilize its own eggs. It has to reproduce sexually by reproducing with another earthworm. Must obtain sperm from another worm to fertilize the eggs and produce more worms. Okay? There you have it. Okay. Moving on. Let's talk about 20 and 21. Those are essentially the same thing. You have the nephridium and the funnel of the nephridium. Many of them are called nephridia. Okay? Those essentially are kidneys. And if we scroll up to kidneys, your kidneys help filter your watery waste. And the same thing for a worm. These are the organs found in each segment, and they excrete the watery waste, not through like a bladder or a urethra like yours, but through its skin. Watery waste is excreted through its skin. Okay? Unlike you, you do not pee through your skin. So 20 and 21, all kind of over by itself. They look a little bit like noodles to me. 20 and 21 are essentially kidneys. Okay, so that's part of the waste system as well, the excretory system. It excretes watery waste as opposed to solid waste. Then moving on, we have, let's talk the circulatory system. Okay, so our circulatory system is relatively simple. We have hearts and we have blood vessels. So the hearts are called aortic arches. They are up here. There are 5 of them. 28 is pointing at the arches. You can see they look like arches. 28 is the hearts. Are the hearts. Okay? And you have blood vessels. 36 is pointing at a blood vessel on the ventral side, the ventral side, and 35 is pointing at, it's on top of the intestine. That is the dorsal side. It is the dorsal blood vessel. So that's the blood vessel running down the back side, and 36 is the blood vessel running down the front side. Okay, those are the circulatory systems. It has a closed circulatory system because the blood is in vessels. That is every single organ that you're going to need to know. Now, there are flashcards online. You can make your own flashcards. I will show you again where the flashcards are, everybody. Okay? Right here on the front page, it says digital flashcards. Now, you can create your own account if you'd like, and you get to see all of them. This one, if you don't create an account, gives you a couple. Or you could use the couple that you're given. I think it gives you 9. And then make the rest of them on your own. Okay? That's what you can use to study. You can definitely use this sheet to study. We just did it. Okay? I feel pretty good about it. Most of you were able to answer the questions and use the sheet to your advantage. Okay? All right. So that is tomorrow. That is tomorrow. Everybody good with that? Ready for that? We're going to go through it together so we don't have to panic about it. We always go through our quizzes together, and it'll help you. All right? Okay, we're going to do a Kahoot quickly. Probably won't get through the whole thing, but I just wanted to make this a little fun for everybody. So I'm going to stop recording because people will not be able to do the Kahoot